Good morning, guys. I thought I'd come on again because it's touching on a subject that I've already spoke about, in fact, yesterday. It's a very difficult subject to touch on, and a very difficult subject for all of us to agree on, I think. Well, that's what I've gathered through my post yesterday. It's regarding the future of Ange Postecoglou. My mind is absolutely blown this morning. I've just listened to Chris Cowling's post. This fella has been depressed the whole season. I've seen him absolutely pulling his hair out and sitting in a car because of the lack of ability of that manager. Absolutely the whole season. Months, and what's blowing my mind at the moment is from one game, how much people's minds can change. So you can have a full body of work for 2 years, virtually, that is absolutely dross. Terrible football, terrible defensively, rubbish goal scoring. I mean, defensively, I just stay with the defensive part of it. It's just horrendous defensively we are. Midfield, most teams just go straight through it, straight onto that defence. Most managers are laughing at us because we're so easy to play against. And that comes down to one man. One man. That's Ange Postecoglou and his organisation of our defence and our team. Now, let me touch on the aspects that he's had to deal with. Injuries. Now, many people say most of those injuries, or some of them at least, are down to his training or down to the fact that he refused to rotate certain positions in the team, namely falling on Jed Spence in the end to find out what a quality player he is. He wasn't going to play because Ange Postecoglou kept playing the same team. Oh, he got injured. So there's another aspect that was bad. The other aspect is, I'm looking, and like what he's saying this morning, that he prioritised the cup over the Premier League. Well, are we a top team or are we not a top team? Because I need this clarified, because we can't be going, oh, we're now dying at the top table. We're now a Champions League team. The Champions League teams that challenge in that tournament are the teams at the top of the Premier League, usually. Because they're challenging on all fronts. They're not just going, oh, I'm just going to do that. And don't get wrong, I understand why he done it. And this is what's clouding the situation. The fact that people are going, oh, but he had injuries. He had to concentrate on the Europa League. The injuries were mostly his fault. So you're just pushing that aside and saying, okay, and just giving him a free pass on that. Don't get me wrong, listen. If they choose to go with him, of course, I'm a Spurs fan above anything. And I'll get behind and I'll be singing. I'm not going to be able to sing his name, sorry, I'm not going to. Because I don't believe the geezer's going to be lasting. And my biggest fear, and I keep saying this, and loads of people in my posts are giving me comments, but they're obviously not listening properly to what I'm saying. Because the problem with people saying, oh, give him a chance. If after 10 games gone, then we'll get rid of him. You can't do that. That is not a way to go into the next league. If you're in doubt, he must go. You can't just go, oh, because he won the trophy, we've got to give him a chance. No, you haven't. No, we haven't. We're not a charity, okay? We're a football club that want progression and to win things and to keep going. Teams that think like that are teams that don't go anywhere. Okay, so regarding giving him a chance until the early part of next season, and if he fails, do you understand that then our money that we've just got from the Champions League money will be gone? So you've got a new guy coming in, and you have no Champions League money, and you have Daniel Levy not giving him anything, as he always does, and then he's working off a back foot. And if we go, how far do you want to go into the season before you sack him? Like you say, 10-day games? Do we go into Christmas? So that means the Champions League will be gone by then. The Premier League will probably be gone by then, because if he's getting a sack, we've obviously done bad in the league as well. And will be one of the cups potentially, hopefully, maybe. Who knows? But you're obviously going to sack him for a reason. And if last season's in it to go by, Levy's not going to sack him. It's going to take a lot for him to sack him, to be honest, isn't it? So I don't want this. It's so hard because there's a few people, and lots of us, that are seeing it as it is. He's done fantastic for us, but we need to shake that guy's hand and say goodbye and get someone in who can properly manage in the Premier League and can take us through into the Champions League and manage in the other cups. I don't want to be a team that neglects the league so we can concentrate on the cup. That's not what a top team does. And like I said before, if we regard ourselves as a top 5, top 6, whatever, top 8 team, those teams are not just saying, oh, we want to play for that competition. They're going on all fronts. And finishing high up in the league is what our bread and butter is. It's what keeps us fans smiling on a Saturday, on a Sunday, or when we go to work on a Monday, we've got other fans around us. That's what goes, we've won this week. We won that week. We drew that week. Okay, we lost this week, but we won next week. Won. At the moment, we're defeat. And it is absolutely demoralising for a person like me that loves my football club. And I'm passionate about them, and it affects me when they lose. And it absolutely pisses me off, if I'm honest, when you've got aggregators and YouTube channel people that have got a responsibility. And don't get me wrong, they're entitled to their own opinion. Of course they are. But when you go, what I'd like them to do is just look back at some of their posts. Look at how bad they were feeling. Because now, because they've won that, they're just forgetting about all the bad feeling, which I understand to a certain extent, of course. But you can't really, you've got to evaluate what's gone on. The whole thing, not just one game. And come on, let's be honest. Let's be honest on this, right? So now look at this from this way. Because this is why I think I had a conversation with someone, and I put this to them, and they didn't come back to me. That goal that Højlund went for, the header, that Mickey van der Ven done that absolutely fantastic clearance off the line. Mickey van der Ven doesn't turn up there, and that goes in. That's 1-1. That game goes to penalties, which it could easily have gone to, because there was neither of the teams I don't believe were any better than the other team. We just happened to get the goal, which they had a few chances, they did, but that one would on another day could have gone in the goal. Okay, so that goes in. That's 1-1. It goes to penalties, and Man United win it on penalties. Ask yourself, would you still be having the same feelings about keeping Ange Postecoglou if that was the situation? Because that is just one moment in a whole season that is making you think, or making you say that he deserves to have another chance at next season. Please think about that. So that goal goes in, which could easily have gone in, because when he headed it, I thought it was going in. I think most people did. And then miraculously he clears it off the line. But that goes in, and it goes to penalties, and they beat us on penalties, which was more than feasible. We've now finished 17th with no trophies, with the worst defeat record in Premier League history without actually getting relegated. It's the worst managerial performance in a season in Tottenham's history. So you're all basing our future on one moment. Or one game, really. One game. You can't be surely not basing it on the run-up to the final, because we didn't play anyone that we shouldn't have beaten. Be honest with ourselves. Come on. You can get surprised in the league. Of course you can. I mean, Frankfurt potentially could have surprised us, but they shouldn't have done. As a Spurs fan, under normal circumstances, going into that game, I would expect us to beat them. The only team that could have gone either way is Manchester United. But all the rest of them, we're acting like we're playing like Real Madrid and Barcelona and fucking all the Champions League teams. We're playing nobodies. But I'm not taking away the feeling, because the feeling to winning that trophy was magnificent. And it will live in most people's memories forever. But the problem is, people are allowing that moment, that one game, to pollute or to influence their opinions on Ange Postecoglou for next season. And this is, how many times have we been told how important this season is? Or this summer is, sorry. Because of players. Because there's so many more teams now at the top of the Premier League that are challenging, are taking all the better players. We needed to get in there and do that. And the money we've now got, after Daniel Levy saying we were tight for money as well, so bear that in mind. So we've just got his Champions League money to come in. So now we're going, oh, we can actually do something now. Now you're going to trust that fund with a guy that's finished 17th, or has told us I couldn't challenge on all fronts. I just chose one, which pretty much was the easiest one, let's be honest. Premier League's harder, winning the FA Cup's harder, and winning the League Cup would have been harder than winning the UEFA Cup. Less prestigious, of course, but it would have been harder. Let me know what you think, guys. put your comments below. No arguing. Everyone's been really good. The comments have been absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate it. And as everyone will tell you, I'll get back to everybody as much as I can. But yeah, please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, if you like the content. It's Dino Coy's Chit-Chat. You can see me on YouTube. And all my channels in there. I do have a smaller posts on there as well. So please do get involved. Subscribe to the channel. And hit the notification bell so you can see all the different stuff that I do. And yeah, like you see here, and please come on, let's have a good conversation about this, because I don't want to talk about this anymore, if I'm honest. I want to start talking about signings, and I will do my next video. Come on, you Spurs.